Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be doing a book review on this book called From Blood and Ash. I just finished this book and it was so good, so I just felt the need to give my unnecessary opinion. So this will contain spoilers, but before we get into that, I'm going to give a basic gist of what it's about so that I can convince you to read this. Basically, it's about this girl called Poppy, and she's like this maiden of a dystopian fantasy world where things are very different. She's supposed to like not be able to like show her face and actually do stuff or have basic human rights, because then she ascends and that means she gets like powers or something. I don't really understand what happens in the ascension, but she talks to gods and that's like her life purpose as the maiden, but she doesn't want that life. So it's enemies to lovers, and when I tell you this is the best enemies to lovers book I have ever read. I've only read the first one, not the entire series, because I don't have any of the other books and I'm probably not going to buy them for a while. Because I've recently been buying a bunch of stuff online and I probably shouldn't buy more. But I do actually have a list of books I need to buy because I started The Cruel Prince as well and I have not finished that series. So now I'm going to be talking about the spoilers, so if you've not read the book, go and read it and then come back. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about the characters. So Victor, he was kind of the dad figure and him and Poppy's relationship was adorable. Absolutely loved it. I liked his character. When he died, it was kind of like I knew it was coming, but I feel like I shouldn't have. Tawny. Sorry, I just keep like going really fast. Just talking about her, like she kind of disappears. Like Poppy leaves with Hawk and she disappears and I don't know if she's ever gonna come back, but it was nice having her around, you know, she seemed like a good friend. Speaking of Hawk, he was such an interesting character. I absolutely loved and adored his character. He was adorable. Him and Poppy had the best relationship, but I kind of knew it was coming that he wasn't going to be the good guy. Like when he got assigned to be the royal guard and stuff, I knew he wasn't going to be the good guy, but I did not think he was going to be like the dark one or like the ascendant or something. Saying the dark one really reminds me of Once Upon a Time, I will not lie. If you've watched that and you know Rumpelstiltskin, I love you. But I just did not see that. But I like the name Castile better than I like the name Hawk. Like Hawk and Poppy, I just didn't like the name Hawk. Hawk Flynn, like I like the name Flynn, like Flynn Rider, but I just don't like Hawk. It just isn't it for me. I'm sorry if your name is Hawk or whatever, you know. But the maiden role in general that Poppy has, like I feel like I knew it was kind of a lie. It's so weird because like they play it off as if the girls are the only ones that have to actually follow the rules as maidens and the guys don't have to, and there's certain things like the girls have to do and it's really sexist and stuff, and then like the Duke always like giving her beatings, and like, you know, Lord Maisie, he kind of reminds me of the one from The Corpse Bride who Emily's about to marry. Not Emily, what's her name? Do you know not the Corpse Bride, but the actual bride who she's about to marry before she marries the Johnny Depp character? I haven't watched Corpse Bride in a while, sorry, I don't remember any of the character names. I'm such a good fan. Yeah, that's who he reminds me of. That's who I pictured in my head because they're literally so similar. They're based off each other. I will not be taking criticism. They're the same character. Like, come on. Same character, different universe, you know? When I found out that the Ascended were actually vampires, I was assuming it was like I knew it was a fucking cult. Knew it. How they were like stealing the children to eat them or something. I knew the children weren't actually safe. I just knew it. It kind of gives me Divergent vibes. Like how if you're a Divergent they kill you and stuff. Like that's with, you know, the vampires and stuff. They spelled vampires really weirdly. I remember that, but I just saw it coming. I don't know how you wouldn't see it coming, you know what I mean? But like it would be weird if that she believed it. Like obviously she grew up with it, but would she not start to question it? And especially like the Ascended, they never fought the Craven, they never did anything, they just like, you know, did whatever they wanted. And obviously they were like, some of them were nice to her, so she like had favoritism and kind of turned a blind eye for some of them, but I kind of knew that it was like some sort of cult, or as they say, religion, but it's a cult. They have this phrase that the Descenders used called from blood and ash we will rise, which is basically saying like we will rise. There was a second part, I think, basically saying that they will rise, the Descenders, because they're supporters of the Atlanteans, which are, according to Castile or Hawk or whatever, they were used by the mortals or the ascended to make more ascended, and Castile was used to make ascended for ages, and he was branded, and now he's trying to save his brother from the ascended, but then got a little sidetracked with Poppy. I love her name, Poppy. She's such a badass female protagonist. She gives me like Jude vibes from what's it called? The Cruel Prince. I don't know who I like better, to be honest. It's a really difficult decision. I think in couple terms, like I've read both of the first books, but in couple terms I think I prefer Hawk or Castile and Poppy more than I prefer Jude and Carden. But I think like I need more depth, you know, I need to read more of the books and then I can decide which I like better. But that's like their term the Descenders use to like say that they're supporters of it, and they were right. Like, come on, if they were literally had no proof that the children were even coming back alive, so obviously they were going to question it. And the others were all like, it's fine, you know, but it's not fine. I'd be a bit concerned too. And speaking of Poppy, she has powers. I love her powers. She gets to like take pain away, and it kind of reminds me of Teen Wolf, and that she can like read people's emotions, which I don't think there's any show that actually does that. But I loved her powers and stuff, and the way that she was like, she could actually protect herself and stuff. I just loved it, and the way the Hawk was so like, was not expecting that. But the ending. When Castile was literally like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back to Atlantia because Atlanteans can't get married unless it's on Atlantean soil. Poppy has literally been controlled her entire life by the Ascended and now by you. You think she's gonna go and listen to you and get married to you? Excuse you, she doesn't trust you. You're enemies to lovers. But that's not the point. She's not gonna listen, and it's kind of unfair to her because she's being forced to do yet another thing, and they were gonna blackmail her or blackmail the Ascended into giving the brother back and then giving her back, but I'm assuming that's not the plan anymore. But I definitely think she's obviously gonna be like on their side at some point, but like at this point it kind of seems like she should just make her own side. Like, both sides have fucked her over big time, you know, so I don't know what she's gonna do, but I'm excited for the second one. It's actually pretty long. I finished this in like a week, but I've seen people on Book Talk finishing this in like a day, and I do understand how they could do that because it's just so addicting. You just keep reading and reading. It's just amazing. Like, I love it. And this is by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Forgot to say who it's by. I love the cover as well. It's just like ASMR. But it's just really pretty. I think I prefer this more than the Cruel Prince book. I know I'm kind of like low-key comparing them. I don't know if I actually said any spoilers to the Cruel Prince. I don't think I have, you know. It's just, they're both amazing. Like, I actually found them both because they said I searched up like enemies to lovers books on TikTok and they both came up, so that's how I actually found them. But I definitely preferred this one to the Cruel Prince. I need to like find a way to get all the books that I want to read, you know. Maybe I will read out the books that I want to buy, you know, just so everyone can know. So we have The Wicked King, The Queen of Nothing, The Iliad, A Touch of Darkness, Aridne, and you know that like spider thing from Greek mythology. Can't pronounce it, but I want to buy that book. And then A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, which is the second one of this book. I think it's a trilogy. There might be more, because I thought the Court of Thorns and Rose series was a trilogy, but it's not. There's more. There's like a novella, and then there's like 2 extra ones based on like Nesta, which is so annoying because she's literally the most annoying character ever. I don't understand how people actually like her. She just irritates me so much. But this is my review on From Blood and Ash, Would recommend it, 10 out of 10. If you read this, comment what you thought, and thank you for watching.